Center for the college. I'm pleased and honored to welcome you to TCC's Fall 2019 Convocation. Thank you for being here in person, and if you're watching the live stream from your desk, welcome too. We're going to start this afternoon with the traditional awards and recognition part of the program, after which Dr. DeCinque will deliver remarks, followed by a strategic planning update from Mr. Kurt Asen and Dr. Kim Bovey. Now please join me in welcoming Dr. DeCinque.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be back up here on this stage in front of this multitude of outstanding faculty and staff. It's been a year that has just flown by for me. And I'll share some more of those thoughts when it comes to my remarks. But first, we've got a lot of people that deserve a lot of recognition, so get a good grip on your seat because here we go. First person I'd like to recognize is not necessarily here for an award, but he deserves one. And I'd like to introduce Mr. Jerome Bynum, the Norfolk representative to the TCC College Board. And if I could take the chance of just embarrassing him a little bit, there's not much that goes on, especially at the Norfolk campus, that when I go over there that Mr. Bynum is not there fully participating. Some of you from Norfolk are shaking your heads. And last year, actually, Provost Chestnut and I were telling poor stories about, to the students about we didn't start out, we started poor, and Emmanuel had some poor story and I had one. And then Mr. Bynum got up and outdid us all. It was really great telling these stories to our students. On each campus and at district administration, employees who have met 5 through 35-year milestones in their careers here at TCC have received their formal recognition. This afternoon, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank them for all their contributions to the college. The names of these honorees can be found in your program. So could all those employees who are celebrating a milestone, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, or 35 years, please stand. Thank you for your service. Next, we would like to honor 5 employees who have been with TCC or the Commonwealth of Virginia for 40 or more years. As each employee comes to the stage, I would like the respective president's cabinet member to come up as well. To begin, we have 4 employees celebrating more than 40 years of service. First, from the Virginia Beach campus is Mr. Dwight Bowling, Associate Professor of Sociology. Is Dwight here? Well, we'll just wait for him. No, okay. Next is Dr. Brenda Boone Smith, Human Resources Analyst at District Administration. Next is Mr. Richard Gill, Associate Professor of Mathematics at the Norfolk campus. Richard here. And finally, Miss Susan Krasinski, Library Specialist at the Virginia Beach campus. I know it's a long walk. And now, I have the honor of recognizing Ms. Robin Browder, Associate Professor of English at Virginia Beach, who is celebrating more than 50 years with the college. Ms. Browder also served Before you go, one more thing I want to say about you. Before I let Robin go back, I just want to conclude by saying that she served numerous years as the marshal for commencement. She also holds the distinction of completing her undergraduate degree at Frederick College, the precursor to TCC. Thank you. At this time, I would like to recognize faculty and staff members who have been promoted. Again, all of their names can be found in your program. Would all of you present who have been promoted during the past year, please rise and stand by your place. Congratulations and thank you for taking on greater responsibilities on behalf of TCC. Next, we would like to recognize faculty and staff members who have completed degrees this past academic year. Would all of you present please rise and stand at your place? Anyone who's completed a degree? There we go. Next, we would like to recognize new employees of TCC who have been with the college since the fall of 2018, as well as TCC employees who have recently been rehired or taken full-time position. Would all those employees in attendance please rise? Welcome to TCC. Each year, the college recognizes a member of the TCC community whose life and service exemplify the teachings and example of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., advocating a nonviolent approach to solving society's problems, fostering positive relationships in our community, striving to remove the social, political, and economic barriers of inequality, and possessing a realistic optimism for a better future for all. The recipient of the 2019 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. College Distinguished Service Award is Ms. Dana Hathorn, Dean of Student Services at the Portsmouth campus. Dana? Next, we have emeritus appointments. Emeritus status acknowledges truly outstanding and significant contributions over at least 10 years to TCC by faculty and staff who have previously retired. Emeritus appointments are conferred by the TCC College Board. If you are present, please rise as I call your names. Mr. Paul English, Professor of Business Administration at the Chesapeake campus. Miss Eugenia Taylor, Associate Professor of Mathematics. Ms. Kim Utley, Professor of Radiologic Technology. And we thank them for all they've given to TCC. Governance leadership recognition is given each year to members of the college community who have made exemplary contributions to shared governance during the past academic year by leading one or more of the governance committees. If you are present, please rise as your name is called. The Classified Assembly, co-chairs Christy Bradley, Tony Dixon, Nancy Jones, and Paula Wood. Classroom teaching, someone's here. Classroom Teaching and Learning with Technology Committee, Annie Perman. Curriculum Committee, Linda Williams. Faculty Professional Development Committee, Thomas Gary. Faculty Senate, college-wide, Stacy Deputy. Faculty Senate, Chesapeake Campus, Sean LaCroix. Faculty Senate, Norfolk Campus, Sarah DeCalagero. Faculty Senate, Portsmouth Campus, Savon Harris. Faculty Senate, Virginia Beach, Maureen Cahill. The General Education Committee, David Kirikoff. Global and Intercultural Learning Committee, Jessica Linham. Instruction Committee, Jessica Morales. Internal Relations Committee, Richie Winley. Online Learning Committee, Matthew Watts. The President's Advisory and Planning Committee, Thomas Geary. Student Success Committee, James Edwards. We'll hear it for the home team there, huh? Workforce Solutions Committee, Gabriella Christie Toletti. Thank you to all of you for your leadership and support of the college. Faculty Senate gives rewards and awards to colleagues who have demonstrated professional excellence in teaching, community impact, leadership, scholarly and creative engagement, college and community services, and institutional responsibility. Their names are listed in your program. Congratulations and thank you to all of our faculty who make the TCC student experience truly wonderful. Thank you. And now, we would like to recognize TCC employees who have distinguished themselves in unique ways. These employees were nominated and selected by their peers for their exemplary contributions to TCC's mission. Some of them are seated in the front row, and I'd like to ask them to join me on stage as I call your name. First, the Support Staff Employee of the Year. These awards recognize a full-time classified staff member and a wage employee who advanced the college's mission and goals, as well as demonstrated effective leadership in support of the college's vision and core values. Mary Beth Apperson, Visual Communications Manager in the Office of Institutional Advancement, is the Classified Employee of the Year. Mary Beth has been with the college since 2004. She and her team provide the college with everything visual, including flyers, brochures, signage, and more. Additionally, Mary Beth is the keeper of the TCC brand and visual identity across a multitude of platforms on TCC's various campuses and in the community. She is also a TCC alumna and former adjunct faculty at the Visual Arts Center in Old Town, Portsmouth. Congratulations. Are you giving out a plaque? There we go. Congratulations. Pinky Brown, Welcome Desk Supervisor at the Chesapeake campus, is our Wage Employee of the Year. Pinky began her career at TCC. Come on up. stand here while I say a few more things about you. Vicki began her career at TCC as a work-study student in 2010 and completed her Associate of Applied Science and Medical Administrative Assistant in 2012. She is a well-known face at the Chesapeake campus and enjoys welcoming students, staff, and faculty with her warm smile, encouraging words, and encyclopedic knowledge of the campus and its personnel. Congratulations. Oh, happy birthday. And now, faculty awards. These awards recognize full-time and adjunct teaching faculty members who have demonstrated excellence in teaching, as well as full-time teaching or a professional faculty member who has provided exceptional service to students, the college, or the community. Nominations are provided by students, faculty peers, deans, supervisors, and community members. This year's Professor of the Year is Dr. Deborah Duffy, Associate Professor of Geology at Norfolk. Give me just a second. Dr. Duffy began her career as a field geologist in industry as well as a high school teacher, and for TCC as an adjunct instructor in 2011. Her ongoing partnership with Nauticus has given TC students the opportunity to complete service learning projects such as designing and building remotely operated vehicles in the CBOTS Design Lab, as well as monitoring the area's first C-bin, a floating trash collector that skims the area around the Nauticus site on the Nauticus waterfront. Congratulations, Dr. Duffy. Our Adjunct Faculty Award of Excellence, we have Elizabeth Harris from the Portsmouth campus, who teaches history, humanities, and occasionally French. Professor Harris grew up in Pakistan. Come on up.
Because I'm not a professor, but
It's a universal term. Professor Harris grew up in Pakistan and did not move to the United States until her college years. Settling in Hampton Roads due to her mother's roots in Deep Creek, she joined TCC in 1988 as an adjunct and taught social studies full-time for the Chesapeake Public Schools for 26 years, retiring in 2012. Here at TCC, she frequently mentors international students and others who need assistance in navigating the transfer process. Congratulations.
thank you.
Let's get a picture. Congratulations. Well deserved. Lastly, we have Greg Tenefas, Professor of Information Systems Technology at the Virginia Beach campus, who is receiving this Faculty Special Achievement Award. Professor Tenefas joined TCC full-time in 1995. I see it. Take your time. Nice to see you. Professor Tenefas joined the TCC faculty full-time in 1995. Besides his degrees from ODU, he holds an associate degree and a certificate from TCC. His fascination with computer technology and fabrication motivated him to create a makerspace inside the Advanced Technology Center at Virginia Beach. Here, students using electronic stations, a laser engraver cutter, 3D printers, and woodworking tools can design and manufacture a number of items, giving them the opportunity to apply technology to real-world fabrication. Congratulations. Thank you. Congratulations. Now that concludes the College Awards and Recognition Program. Let's hear a warm TCC round of applause for all those who will be recognized here this afternoon. Just give me a second. It's warm up here. Okay. Good morning, and thank you all for joining us today for this traditional start to the new academic year. It seems like just last year that I was addressing you for the first time as interim president, and that's what it's been. One whole year. And now, as I said earlier, it's gone by quickly and with a tremendous amount of enjoyment. It's been an eventful year for TCC, and I have worked to keep my pledge to prepare the college for its next permanent president. The search committee will meet in Richmond the first week of September to interview their initial candidates, so the process is moving right along. Terry Thompson, the TCC board chair, announced Tuesday to the college board that a decision will be made by the end of September, and you'll be hearing more soon about finalists and campus visits. First today, I want to congratulate you, TCC, on the full implementation of guided pathways and the academic restructuring. The Wave 2 pathways went into operation on July 1st. Last year, I broke bread with many of you as I made my way around the campuses and heard your voices. And I think we have put in place a foundation that not only allowed for the pathways and restructuring to happen, but that will provide flexibility and responsiveness as your systems continue to evolve. For example, campus provost took on an additional responsibility as pathway provost for those programs on their campuses. We established a structure of discipline deans and department chairs to ensure faculty knew before the semester ended, excuse me a second, who their supervisors would be. We also established the Academic Council, an inclusive group of pathway provosts, pathway deans, discipline deans, faculty and administration who have worked through some very thorny issues such as release time, budgeting, and HR concerns. I want to thank all of the Academic Council members for their hard work for this past year. I know that not everyone is 100% on board with these changes, and it was in many ways, for some of you, a leap of faith. But I'm proud that we were able to make this happen. We made good progress this year on TCC's campaign for a competitive workforce. Thanks to Stephen Jones, Matt Baumgarten, Dulcino Miles, and the Educational and Real Estate Foundation, thank you. We have $4.6 million left to raise for the Perry Center. When we hit the $3 million remaining, the Real Estate Foundation will put out the RFP for a contractor for the project. We also received significant gifts for Skilled Trades Academy and workforce training. It appears the expansion of the Regional Automotive Center will take a different and a more cost-effective direction. And Benno Rubin is working with the City of Chesapeake on a possible location in which we can expect where we can expand the diesel and marine programs. The President's newsletter has more information on our fundraising successes, and I hope I can return for some of the ribbon cuttings for these new facilities. While I'm on the subject, let me thank Matt Baumgarten's leadership, because we just received the go-ahead to market the first 90 acres of the former college site in North Suffolk at College Point. This will be a transformational moment for this college when we begin to sell that property. We also are back in discussions about acquiring the vacant Farm Fresh space in the Harbor Heights building. This would give us some flexibility and room to grow on the Norfolk campus, particularly as the Walker building goes offline for renovation. In addition, it will keep a potential competitor from taking over the space and protect our 99 parking spaces. The College Board approved this at their meeting Tuesday and now goes to the State Board. Your convocation program and the President's newsletter contain more highlights from this past year and over the summer. As I wrote in the newsletter that you received earlier this week, we don't know how the fall enrollment will end up. As of the first day of class, FTE enrollment was down 12% from last fall. There are many reasons for this, and I'm not going to go into those right now. But we are not just standing idly by. I ordered the creation of an admissions task force in February, made up of the provost, Marion Anderfuren, and Kurt Wynn of Marketing and Enrollment Management, and told them to fix our onboarding processes. While our processes will take a while to untangle, the task force resulted in a couple of new initiatives. One of them was a program of surge staffing, which started in late July and is mentioned in the newsletter. My thanks to the staff and faculty volunteers who were on their feet for 3-hour shifts all day, every day at the Bayside building on the Virginia Beach campus to help answer questions and guide students. I hope this new idea will take hold and become a regular feature of all fall and spring enrollment. We are also trying group advising to cut down on wait time. The task force also came back with a recommendation to make Salesforce, our customer relations management system, the system of record for student interactions, and to automate business processes, such as getting forms signed electronically. Our new cross-department CRM Center of Excellence will get this ball rolling in September. Initial members of the COE are Ken Ballard, Stephen Cartwright, Kia Hardy, Anthony Macera, John Rea, and Kurt Wynn, with Marion Anderfuren, Kurt Asen, and Mike Summers as executive sponsors, and Justin Cristello and Jared Olivieri as advising members. The Center of Excellence has the potential to truly transform TCC into a student-focused, student-centric operation. The best chances to increase enrollment right now will be keeping those students we have, so continuing to try and improve retention. We need to reach out much stronger to local high schools, and some changes are coming on that front. And we must do a better job of converting applications to enrollments. We get a lot of applications that do not convert to enrollments. One of the things I am most proud of this year is, though, that we established a Stop the Drop campaign to save students who are close to graduation but a little short on funds. Our board members, alumni, and staff raised more than $15,000 in a very short period. Sarah at the Calgaro made the first gift, and then Marion lost the check. Well, it's true. I told everybody about transparency. Right. More than 50 students will all have their classes this fall, helping them to finish their programs and helping TCC's tuition revenue and state funding. This is one of the notes I received from one of these students. I want to first say thank you. I put my education off to raise my 3 children. I am so thankful for the flexibility and availability TCC has to offer. The Stop the Drop effort I am honestly seeing as an answer to my prayers. We are having random issues coming up all at the same time, and it looked to me that I wasn't going to finish my associate degree as planned in December. Obtaining the degree means a better income contribution from me for my family, ultimately giving my kids a better life. TCC is a major blessing in my life and my young family's lives. So this afternoon, I am announcing the creation of an annual fund campaign for faculty, staff, and alumni called Stop the Drop. You will be hearing more about this in the coming weeks. Make a donation to the foundation and save a student. It's that simple. I hope everyone will want to chip in so we can expand the impact of Stop the Drop. The other major initiative is that Kurt Asen, Kim Bovey, and their team continue to lay the foundation for the next strategic plan. Kim has met with a variety of constituencies and stakeholders to gain insight into TCC's strengths and vulnerabilities, as well as how our competitors and the economic landscape may affect the college future. I am pleased to see this bottom-up, inclusive planning process taking place. This work will provide a detailed briefing document for your next president and inform the next 5-year plan, which will need to be the new president's first major task. I plan to continue my meetings on each campus over the next few months in order to help us continue to prepare for a permanent president. I hope you will join me in those discussions. Shortly, I'm going to turn the program over to Kurt and Kim so that they can share what they have heard so far and what themes and trends are emerging from the discussions. After that, you will have the opportunity to break into smaller groups and have your say. Let me conclude by just sharing a thought with you. After working with you for the last year, I believe that you still have a great community college, despite the losses of the last several years. And I can honestly say that because I've been in a good number of colleges, and I recognize that this is still a good, strong, sound college, but with some critical issues at a critical time. You will need to become better at seizing new opportunities and working to become the TCC of the future. If you cannot do that, you'll most likely survive, but you'll be very different than the kind of community college I think you want or need to be. I know that you can help your new president in setting the course to the new and improved TCC. This is probably the last time I will get to address you as a college. It has been my honor and privilege to serve as your interim president. As much as I'm looking forward to getting back to New York, not. And thank you. But I doubt my wife, Laura, will let me fail retirement again. I do want you to know that I truly will miss my new colleagues and the friends I've made at TCC and in Hampton Roads. Thank you so much for the privilege. I'm now going to turn it over to Kurt and Kim.
Thank you, Dr. DeCinquio. This is primarily going to be a Kim Bovey show. Without her, I couldn't do much without her and my staff. Anthony is sitting there as well. I appreciate them tremendously. They make the IE office look good. This work that we've been embarking upon, that Kim's going to talk about, comes at a time that is extremely difficult for not only TCC, but community colleges across the Commonwealth, if not the nation. This enrollment decline started, the first semester we were down was spring 2012. With us being down this much in fall 2019, I can pretty much guarantee you without some major significant external influence, we will be down for spring 2020. That's 9 straight spring semesters, 9 years of being down. It's a difficult time. Enrollments at community colleges are down. The competition is as fierce as it's ever been, not just from online institutions, but our own neighbors in this community fighting over the remaining students that are here. The demographics of our Southampton roads, declining populations in the very age groups that we primarily recruit from. And I am sure there are other disruptors going on in the market. Newspaper industry, shopping malls, cabs, none of them are immune from it, and I doubt higher education is either. But it is not a time to give up. This is our time. And this next president coming in has an opportunity coming in to shape a new strategic plan. But we cannot just sit idly by and wait for the president to come in. We need to start now. This is our college. These are our communities that we serve, our neighbors. And so it's incumbent upon us to start this work now. When the new president comes in, they can sit down and see the scanning we have done, not only faculty, staff, students, but as well as community partners, taking a look at the environment that we operate in, TCC. What are those weaknesses that we have operating in this environment? What are our strengths? And so that we can provide that new president with a good understanding of the world that they are stepping into. And this isn't easy work. Kim often comes to me and says, I feel like I'm muddling through this. This is difficult stuff to get a handle on. But these are the perceptions of your colleagues so far. These are the perceptions of our external constituents. And I want to stress in this presentation that we have excellent faculty that are dedicated to teaching and learning. We have some excellent coworkers that I work with on a daily basis on the staff that are dedicated to supporting our students as well as the academic mission of this institution. Keep that in mind. We all see weaknesses. We need to be honest about them and discuss them, and hopefully this effort will help us move forward in that light. The last thing I'd like to mention before I turn it over to Kim, and I'm sure Dr. Sinkio is sitting there going, Kurt, you are the longest-winded staff member I've ever had. I want to thank all of you that have donated time to sit in these scanning sessions that Dr. Bovee has run. And I want to thank those that will be volunteering some time over the next couple of months to continue this effort. And with that, I'll turn it over to Kim. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. So I am not going to stand at the podium. I'm going to apologize for the people in the front because I need to see my presentation. For those of you who've seen my presentation before, I have a lot of animations to try to focus things, and I just need to put my eyes on it. So this We try to do this. This is something we need to get better at. There's been a lot of really neat, concrete ideas come up through the scans on how to do this, and so we will circle back to this in a much more concrete way. But I wish you all could have sat and been a fly on the wall at some of the alumni scans when you had alumni people look and say, look, I'm a lawyer because of that fill in the blank TCC faculty member. I'm an accountant because of this particular lab person who's kept the lab open so that I could figure out how to do that particular accounting software. I'm a welder because of this person who told me, yes, I can finish this and get this accomplished, this done, and worked with me. That happened over and over and over again. And I think we need to start bragging about our students as well as ourselves. And this is big. We need to be very aware as an institution. At the top, of course, we are, I think, on many levels, but all the way through the fabric of the community on what our impact is. So you can begin to see some themes here. And again, clarifying vision and values of the community. And we have to kind of think out of the box and stop, we have to embrace these changes. We used to talk about initiative fatigue. I think we've all finally figured out that's just the way it is. There's always going to be something new coming. If not from Richmond, from someplace else. So we need to, particularly with technology, just demystify it. If it's a new program, if we've got a problem, find the technology to fix it. Don't look for a problem to put the technology on, which we have been guilty of doing. But demystify it and make it part of our services. This came up, I think, probably because last year there was a lot of new information about ad-astra and scheduling and how we can complete and get those students through. This is a complicated topic, one I do not even begin to suggest that I understand. I'm not sure very many people in the college do yet. But this is definitely something we need to look at. And when you look at our competitors, their scheduling is very different than ours. And I'm not suggesting we need to be like them. I'm just suggesting we need to learn what they do that is working for them. And then, of course, improve customer service. So, next steps. As the president has mentioned, after this, there's going to be some directions and some breakout sessions where there will be facilitators and note takers. This is a big group. The best focus facilitations I can do on a scan is about 10 to 15 people. And that usually takes about an hour and a half to 2 hours. This is going to be probably some larger groups, maybe not, depending on how many people want to leave after this. But you're going to have an opportunity to begin to address some of these issues. You may want to react against some of these issues, but the facilitators have some questions to get you started. We have note takers, the exact same, and there's sign-up sheets in each of these rooms. The exact same process will occur. Somebody will take notes. I will then gather those notes, compile them, try to make them organized in a way that is actually useful to us in this broader context. I will send it out to every single person on that sign-up sheet for that room to make sure I have captured your thoughts as precisely as you want them captured. I'll make tweaks, because that's what we English folk do, based on what you give to us, and then that will be added to the scanning. However, this fall, we need to do a lot more of these. We've already got some on the books. We can do divisions, we can do pathways, we can do campuses, we can do advisory boards, we will and are already organizing student scans. If there is a group, whether it's the CMBE or libraries or counseling, student services, whatever, that I have not touched on, then email me and I will make sure and organize a scan. We have all fall to do this. We've done mornings, afternoons, evening scans so far. We can do it, schedule it whenever you need. So that's the process going further. And then at the end of this semester, we will gather together probably several consensus groups to try to work through, and I will float these broader suggestions out to the college, to the campus, to make sure that in general, everybody's on the same page with what we want to communicate to our new president when he or she arrives, so that we are ready to begin the process of the strategic plan with his or her guidance. So, that's it. Do you have any questions on that? No? No comments? All right. Thank you very much.
So real quickly, if you'd like to stay and take part in in a abbreviated scanning group because we still want to get done by 3. By last name, this is where you go into the Black Box Theater or any of these rooms at in the academic building. And if you are A through CA, you can stay right here. And the rooms are all labeled. So once you get over to the academic building, you should be able to figure that out.
Okay, thank you to everyone who has come and tuned in today. I don't need to discuss the scanning sessions because we all need to know where to go, but have a great week.